in here for just a minute. I'm going to come back out in a little bit. Y'all down here again. So I got to utilize that for here just a second. We'll go back out just a little bit. Some safe fuel. Alright, y'all. Hurry in and a towel. But I'm not smart, I didn't grab it first time. We'll leave the vehicle off for a minute, conserve fuel. Because after going out there, it is obvious that there's really nothing open for a good little bit.
the National Hurricane Center says the Category 5 Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica. It is one of the most powerful hurricane landfalls on record in the Atlantic basin, it says. And the hurricane made landfall in southwestern Jamaica near New Hope with estimated maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour and with gusts of above 2. Jamaica lives within about 5 kilometers of the sea, but many, tens of thousands have evacuated to safer areas, to shelters. 3 people have died thus far. 250,000 are already, we're told, without power. And although hurricanes are a recurring threat to this part of the world, to Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa is the strongest storm on record to hit that island, and we're being warned that catastrophic damage and life-threatening storm conditions are likely in the coming hours. We will keep you informed on all that, but now let's get to sport with Mike.
Staying connected is vital for business.
extremely grim. The National Hurricane Center has just issued a warning to the people of Jamaica, saying this is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not leave your shelter as the eye of Melissa passes over, as winds will quickly and rapidly increase on the other side of the eye. Residents should remain in place through the passage of these life-threatening conditions. A little earlier, I spoke to meteorologist Howard Alshall, who is tracking the storm from the United States.
Right now it has maximum sustained winds of 185 miles an hour, with gusts much higher than that. So you're looking at probably over 210 mile per hour wind gusts. You're looking here at Kingston Harbor, which is not even in the direct path of the storm. We're expecting 15 to 25 inches of rain. And the problem is this is only moving at about 9 miles per hour right now. So it's going to be a very slow, prolonged hurricane with devastating winds, and you're probably talking about winds and damage that's going to isolate communities, and people will be without power and infrastructure for weeks, if not 1 or 2 months, just like we saw with Hurricane Maria in other parts of the Caribbean several years ago.
Howard, the fact that it is so slow moving, it doesn't mean the winds are slower at all, does it? It just means that it is taking longer to pass over, and so could therefore do more damage.
Well, that's exactly the case. That has nothing to do with the speed of the winds or the velocity. It just has to do with what you said, Mark, the movement of the storm. If this was moving at 20, 25 miles per hour, it would move across the island of Jamaica much faster. But with this slow motion of only 9 miles per hour, it's kind of crawling and taking its time, which will mean a much longer duration wind event, much longer duration storm surge event, and a much longer duration storm surge event, which is the recipe for disaster, unfortunately. And I wish everybody well. Hope it's not as bad as it looks, but again, what I see, the worst hurricane that Jamaica's experienced is upon them now.
Was Howard Alshall talking to me a little earlier as Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica. The world's strongest storm of the year so far has made landfall near New Hope, and the authorities are warning people to stay in their shelters. The prediction is catastrophic damage and life-threatening storm conditions, both flash flooding, storm surges, and the strength of the winds, 185 miles per hour, much more at the top of the hour.
Alright, I can mute this for a second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Good evening. What threatens to be the strongest storm ever to hit Jamaica has made landfall. Hurricane Melissa is packing winds of up to 185 miles per hour, and authorities are warning of potentially catastrophic damage. Thousands in the path of the storm have been urged to evacuate. Don't bet against Melissa, said one Jamaican government minister. It's a bet we cannot win. The Red Cross expects up to 1.5 million people to be directly affected. Here, Yvette Cooper says the UK is prepared to help and has specialist teams ready to provide consular assistance to British nationals in the region. This is how the system is tracking right now. It made landfall in the past hour in the southeast and is set to barrel diagonally across the island while gradually losing strength as it heads north for Cuba. The hurricane is stronger even than Katrina, which slammed into New Orleans and killed 1,300 people back in 2005.
It will cause catastrophic damage, life-threatening damage. There is very little that can stop a Category 5 hurricane. And regardless of the where you are in the parish of Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth, if you are under the impact of those Category 5 hurricane force winds, you will be having significant difficulty even with infrastructure that's in the area.
Well, earlier the authorities urged those in the St. Elizabeth area in the southwest of the island to move to safety if they can. In the last hour we were joined by two people who are still there close to the path of the storm, Chantel Nova Rochester and her fiancé Denver Ray, and they are back with us now. And while we were talking to you, Chantel, of course we heard that the storm had made landfall. Just to give us an update, what is the situation where you are now?
Well, right now, the winds have around us increased. We had another window break, and we have more water kind of coming on some of the doors. There's water kind of coming down to both sides of the house at the current time. And it's just a relentless wind and rain that keeps smashing against the windows in the building, and now it's really starting to shake a little bit. So I think we're definitely, if not within center, we're definitely in its wake around sides.
And because it is such a slow-moving storm, it could be with you, Chantel, for some time.
I think that's the horrible thing. We've been feeling it from when it was like 100 miles off the coast. And that's when the rain started. We've nearly been raining for 24 hours now. So I think the worry now is that water is now starting to kind of build up around us. Not so much flooding in the houses yet, but it is coming through the doors. So we have definitely put towels and sheets and so forth around.
And Denver, you've decided to stay. The authorities are saying to many people where you are to get out if they can. Why have you decided to stay? Have you made precautions that you think will allow you to be safe?
Okay, basically, at first when we were getting the news brief about the storm that's gonna come, we were in Clarendon and we said we're gonna move to somewhere more safer, which will be St. Elizabeth. And then when we moved to St. Elizabeth, storm made a direct divert and head toward this side. So basically, we're in a spot that we can't move again, we can't move. So, but the infrastructure that we're in right now is quite strong. I think it could withstand it, but when the house is getting a lot of impact, you could feel the roof vibrating. We also got a next window broke, so it's
serious,
very serious.
But we're locked up and locked tight as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chantal, so this is your first, I should just explain to people, you're there because you're getting married next month. And,
Yes,
and this, well, it's your first experience of a hurricane. How worried are you?
Very worried. I tried to get as much things as I was told to get by family members and also by Denver. I've got like a go bag in plastic by the front door. I'm literally with passport in and phone. I've never been through this, and we've been awake for nearly 2 days